Hey, what's up, Wolf Empire? Let's jump into these charts. Um, we had a decent day, decent trading week today. Navigating this choppy market, navigating the VIX spike. When the VIX spikes like that, that's called a shift. Regime shift. REGIME shift. So make sure you study and look up on that. But when that happens, it creates chaos in the market, which you all experienced this week. So if you made it to today and you ain't nowhere, hiding under the bed or having a woe is me moment, um, congratulations. Win, lose, or draw, it's hard to get experience like this because most of the time the market will be just trending, right? But the people that make it through this market, this Trump market, this Fed market, this inflation market, you will be apex wolves. You will be the cream of the crop traders for the next decade. I've been in this game for over a decade, and I'm telling you that this is the most complex market that I've experienced, and I've been in this thing for a while. So I get it. It excites me to navigate this market and learn because this helps you to get sharp. So the next time you see something like this, you'll be able to dominate it. But if you quit in the midst of the storm, you won't ever learn how to navigate one. So if your portfolio is hurting right now, chin up. Keep your chin up. I call y'all kings and queens for a reason. And it takes a level of determination and self-esteem to do this. So, and all that's developed over time. You got to get put through the fire sometimes and learn, journal. As long as you journaling your mistakes and you learning from them, then you can always go back and try it again. Only thing you can control in this market is how much you expose yourself and when you exit. So take full control of that. How much are you putting up? How much are you exposing yourself? How much money are you dumping into this? You don't have to dump it all into one trade. You don't have to dump it all into try to get rich and within a month. You feel me? You gotta take your time, learn, control your risk. The name of this game is capital preservation. Just like if you were playing Monopoly, if you go all in every time, right? You get popped one time, you out of money. And once you're out of money, game over, right? Same thing with trading. This thing only work with capital. If you dumping everything in and you losing it, you got to keep trying to put some more money in and put some more money in. I want you to take pride in this. Put some money in and then see how many months you can go without having to put any more money in. Grow what you got. Take care of that plant and that seed that you put in. If you constantly putting your work check in it, then that's not the goal, right? We want to be better than that. So today, we want to jump into the charts. And first, I want to go give a shout out to TradingView for this deal, right? 80%, 70%, 40%. This is the top deal right here, all right? This the one that, saying if you can afford to get this one now, if you on plus and you're gonna get one for $216 and save $143.40. Coach ain't gotta do the math for you, right? For same 13 months, for $1 more, you're gonna save $502.44 in a year getting premium. And plus is no premium by a long shot. Okay. Plus is not premium. And if you can get premium, bro, for this cheap, that is the way to go. I don't work for TradingView. Now I do have an affiliate link with them, right? Let's see. I posted it in the Discord here. So if y'all go out under announcements, you can sign up for any of them deals. And they do give me like a little affiliate. I don't even know how much it is, bro. Like a little bit of money or something like that. Not every month, but like a one-time fee. But we use trading view with the wolf chart. This will help you save a ton of money. But what I like about premium is that unlike the other ones, with premium you can actually get the chart pattern recognition when you're trading. And what this indicator, all chart patterns, what it does and why the reason why I like it is that, and that's not the only benefit. You get way more alerts. You get, you get to set way more alerts in the premium tier. You get to put way more indicators on your chart if you need that. And but I like that they give you that all chart patterns because it helps you see like head and shoulder patterns and things like that. So like if I look at, we got double tops, triple tops, rising wedges, rectangles, cup and handles, head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders. So you can pick up these different patterns on your chart and you can start learning to see your patterns, right? So it puts the patterns on there for you. You see that? How NVIDIA is sitting in the inverse head and shoulder. So even though they pushed up, rejected, pulled back down, they were making a what? An inverted head and shoulder pattern, which is bullish. So having these patterns on your chart and having confluence with your wolf chart, bro, it's top notch. It's top notch. Coach uses this all the time when I be seeing, high probability setups. I don't just look at a head and shoulder pattern like I'm just gonna trade the head and shoulder pattern. Coach like to do confirmations in layers. So in order to think like a wolf and you kind of trade like a wolf, you want to look at confluence. And that means that, I got an inverted head and shoulders, but I also got my shoulder dipping down into order block. I just did a liquidity sweep, the inverse arc. The WTMA is trying to come down here and do an inverse arc. So once I mount this 200 cloud, it's game on. This is an A+ trade set up between 185 and 188. You see that? Because the whole chart, the structure and everything talking to me. And so what I like to do is so if you go like to your 1 hour time frame, the cool thing about it is that I can go to like AMD, for example, and I can flip through. You see how AMD on a 1 hour time frame had a double top. Now if you trading, it's too, when you be trading live, you don't be having time really kind of just look at everything, see the double top, see this, see that. But when you flipping through, you're like, this thing has a double top. And then you see that, okay, this double top is leading to a A+ drop, right? And I got my liquidity map down here, but look at this, the center part of this double top on a 1 hour time frame. Then you lose your 200, you under your WTMA and you break beneath this double top and confirm it with an open and close candle. It popped back up, rejected at the 200, and then it dropped. But you're back in this A+ trade range. You got a breaker structure right here. So you just got, a lot of confluence right there. So, and that allow you to quickly go through, your charts. And since it loads faster than your wolf chart, man, you can get through a lot of tickers and just see if that indicator pops up with any kind of patterns that you recognize and that you might want to trade. Like this has a rectangle. We see the base of the rectangle down here. It broke it, retested. We're under the 200 cloud, but with this rectangle break, it had it kind of pushing out. This is Ethereum, but you see how you got this little breakdown. You can go through a lot of stocks, even on a daily time frame, whatever time frame. You can you can look for patterns and see if you have any. I like looking on like the higher time frame, like the daily, to see if we have any patterns on there. Look at ARM did a liquidity sweep. See if we got any more sitting in them. But yeah, I love that little pattern recognition thing, bro. It's pretty tight. Let's see. Look, AMD was in AMD broke out of a huge inverse head and shoulder breakout, broke the neckline, pushed up. Then on a daily, another double top. So yeah, you just want to be able to see these different things and pay attention to it. A lot of these stocks were in probably rising wedges. I don't even have that turned on, but I'm willing to bet a lot of them fell out of these rising and falling wedges that we skipped over because everything was in such a strong uptrend. So you want to, like this one right here is in a rising wedge. It broke out of a bull flag here and pushed up. So we got a bull flag breakout into this rising wedge, which is an uptrend pattern until you break the bottom of it, right? So we can see here if it breaks past here and closes under this order block on Google. For some reason, if Google comes down and gets bearish, you'll not only be losing your order block, but you'll be confirming this rising wedge pattern as well. Just like here, it's looked bearish. Google had pulled back, but see, you would treat this pullback a little different if you understand. Okay, we're in a bull flag. Okay, you're in a bull flag. Hold on for 1 second. So right here, we're in this bull flag. So you would treat that pullback a little different, right? So you can see that, okay, we got a flag and then we're pulling back, right? And then we end up coming to this demand zone and breaking out of a bull flag and it shoots it up. So it'll catch little patterns like that, which is pretty cool to me. I like that. So you will see that, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of it. Just like this is Dale was in a huge falling wedge pattern, right? And it hit a demand zone and then it broke out, right? Which is still putting Dale's final target all the way up here at 200. We don't know if it's gonna make it up there or not, but I believe it would have made it up there if it wasn't for that Michael Berry stuff. But it's dropping, and then it pushed up, saying pretty good, hit these liquidity levels and pulled back, but you got this falling wedge on here. So you want to see them follow wedges fall toward demand zones and then break out. And so it just premium offers this indicator and some other ones that's only for premium. And so that's why, that's one reason. And then you get more indicators on your chart. You get more trade alerts. You can set up custom trade alerts, a bunch of them, and things like that. So just take a look at it. Because it will help you sell some money instead of you having to pay. If you're paying for trading, if you're paying, $20 a month or whatever the normal price is for Plus, you're gonna spend that money this year or next year. So you might as well get the 13 if you can afford it for $200. So that's my 2 cents on that. So back into the Discord. We did, as a pack, I think we did, exceptionally well this week. I was doing my thing, making sure that I was telling you guys when trends were going to shift. I want to give a shout out to Mandy and Hustle and the other leaders in the Discord that's been putting out trade plans and helping with guidance and things like that. Like today when the market got ready to switch up, I think I was inside of the Leafs channel. Let's see. Yeah, so we was in the Leafs channel, and it just go to show you how what separates us, what I'm saying, and as a community is our skill set, right? And one thing that separates me from most people is how I trade. I trade in a holistic way. So the market started switching. I think Manny hit me up and said I don't want to fall for a bounce based on news, right? But if this is enough to pop things back up, will you let us know? That's what she wrote to me. And with Coach Skill said, I can look at stuff like this data. This is the thing that's harder for me to duplicate into you guys, but with Black Wolf, you all will also understand how to read this data and understand what it means. So I looked at this data and I told her, with the S&P global manufacturing above 50, that means that the economy is still expanding. Under 50 is contraction, right? So this right here just signaled that, okay, the recession fears are not inside of this specific data report. So this validates more of a soft landing type of scenario, not a bad recession. And then you got Michigan 1-year inflation. The expectations dropped lower than expected. They expected it to tick up just a little bit, but it actually dropped lower than last month's reading, and the 5-year drop. And then consumer expectations, which is consumer spending and things like that, they expected it to contract and drop under 50, which is recessionary. but instead it went up to like 51.0. So, I could quickly tell her, yes, this data favors rate cuts and it favors less recession risk. Then you want to be paying attention to see as money started rotating into IWM Tesla. Basically, IWM, uh, inflation sensitive stocks, as they start running up so far, that means that the market is, you know, accepting this data, right? So that helped a lot of people. I put I add everybody in this and told everybody. So a lot of people were able to take profit off their puts and jump into calls and play that push up. I'm in a lot of other discords. I was looking around. Everybody was in there was still confused, not knowing what's going on, getting burnt up on puts. They couldn't catch that flip. We caught the flip earlier this week, even on the 12th and things like that. If you pay attention to the announcement, I try to say you all a headache and let you all know before the drop ever happened. I told you all that the market they're finna try to rug pull us, and then that's when SPY was still at highs, and then they started trying to rug pull us. They gonna have pull us down. A lot of people were able to shorten their position size, going to cash. Right here on the 12th, I was letting everybody know not to go all in or overexpose yourself, because once that data release, that's going to be a sell the news type of event. And so we're just looking at everything, like Coach tell you, when these data is dropping, when you need to be going into cash and not having all your stuff sitting out there, so they can take your money from you. And that's unique about our Discord. That's unique about me, because I read this data and that's how I trade. So I try to implement how I trade and teach you all what to look for ahead of time, how to look at the week in advance, so you can already see the traps ahead of time. So everybody was getting busy in the Discord today. All this is a learning experience. So we have some people in here making good profit today. And this week. Let me see who dropped some in here today. Got Stacy in here. People in here doing scalps. Big Loud always in here. Look out. Every day. The same guy. But yeah, so people's in here doing decent. Let me see what Coach did today. Let's see. Had a 5K day today in this choppy market. So yeah, man, everything being flowing. So let's get back into the charts. So let's look at SPY from a technical perspective. SPY is still in an uptrend on the daily. Let's see which time frames did it lose the 200 on, which is important. And you will be able to see the battle that's at hand, basically. So right now we lost the uptrend on the 1 hour. Let's see our 2 hour chart. Bears are in control of the 2 hour chart. Okay, so we stood our ground on the 4 hour. Okay, so you can see on this 4 hour, SPY came down to this strong historical resistance level. It swept down here. It tried to sweep under the 200 cloud, but you can see now that we got an arc candle, which means that we got an open and close candle with the wick and the body of the candle on the other side of the WTMA on the 4 hour time frame. So when you look at this and zoom out, we broke above the 200 back in May, right? On May the 9th, on May the 12th, we cleared the 200. We flipped it from red back to yellow. You see that? Come down, did a break retest of it. Since that date, SPY has been far away from the 200, which is gap, right? And it's been in the uptrend. Now we finally come back down to test it in November. That's a lot of months to be above the 200 with no retest on a 4 hour chart, right? So we come back down and we're testing this 200 cloud, and we're testing historical support, and looks like the previous month low. So you got a lot of confluence in this area right here. So we successfully holding this support level right now. if we break under that and hold, you can see how significant 650 is. So we start holding under 650, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to be a good sign, right? But now, we got the WTMA trying to get ready to try to curl and try to cross. We'll see how they play that. The level of interest that you want to be looking at, you want to mark these levels if they're not on your chart. The 671.45, 672.30 are daily time frame liquidity map levels. So this is where live liquidity is. If you look here, you see how these candles are respecting that. And so you want to write that level down on your chart and then write down this 683.20. Put these levels on your chart, because if we do an inverse arc and reclaim this short-term trend, which is the 12 cloud, it's going to try to hit these historical resistance levels, 667, and then pop and test the 670, right? And so we want to look at that. So SPY looks decent. Damn, I didn't mean to move that. SPY looks decent, and let's check the daily chart right quick. Put this back on top of my art. All right. All right, so this is where I got that line from right here on the daily chart. And so you see how when we broke, and let me show you how important these look. So I got this orange line because I'm able to map out liquidity with this moving average, right? The WTMA only crosses over when money comes into the market. You see how we crossed over, you pulling that candle down, right? Now look what happened when we broke it. We broke it, retested it, grabbed liquidity again, and then dropped. You see that? Liquidity sweep indicator, right? We can see where they're going to sweep liquidity at ahead of time, right? And so we got the liquidity sweep. We pushed down. And so if you look at that 4-hour time frame, we got the 200 cloud way up here in historical support. You can see that if we break that level on the 4-hour, we lose that 200 cloud on the 4-hour time frame. The probability of us getting down here to this demand zone is extremely high. And so bulls gonna have to protect that 4-hour chart, because if not, we're gonna have a $20-$30 drop down to this level. So it's looking good. We got a level 3 candle pushed up, retested, and we pushed down, but it seemed like the news catalyst of possibly getting rate cuts in December. Not only that, one of the Fed members came out and said that they were still thinking about cutting rates. So that was good news. That kind of solidified, the rate cut for December. So that's probably, why they went ahead and pushed us up. You can also tell that, that rally gave some risk on, because Bitcoin started to recover a little bit. The 12 cloud is kind of sneaking in. You see how snug it is to it? It's trying to like pretty much get really close to this WTMA. So when it does come down and do an inverse arc, if we mount that 12 cloud with Bitcoin, it can get back up to, this fair value gap 96 to 100,000 and something like pretty quick, right? So we'll be paying attention to that, because we retesting this swing order block for the first time, and we had a good reaction. And that's what you want to see when a bottom is set on a stock. What you want to see is the price come down to it. You want to see a long wick, and you don't want to see price come back down anywhere near that level. That's how you know it's trying to put in a bottom, right? When something drops, you want to see like this right here, for example. This is what you want to see. You see how we were dropping. We was at 109,000. We were dropping. We hit this level down here, and then we hadn't been back to that level in a very long time, just into now, right? So when you put a bottom in, you want to see it come down and push up. And here we got our little pattern again, right? Some decent confluence come down here. We got this rising wedge. It broke. See how it opened and closed the candle under that rising wedge, and it started dropping. I mean, it was just extra confirmation, right? We lost that uptrend wedge we were in, or pretty much a channel almost, right? Let's see. So let's look at the cues. Same story as SPY. We got another pattern that we looked at on here, right? We tap, broke out of this rectangle pattern, and the rest was history on them. But let's look at the 4-hour chart. All right, so the same thing. They actually did a full liquidity sweep on their 200 cloud. They don't have an arc candle yet, like SPY, so they lagging just a little bit. But we came down and we swept liquidity on the SMA, 200 SMA, the bottom of the cloud. Almost got an arc candle, but you can see that the recovery operation in this range, we look at the range we're in, go to 602. It can play in this range, aggressively in this little range right here. So you want to be on your P's and Q's in this A plus trade range. Like we get the inverse arc and amount of the 12 cloud, it can get back up to 603, 602 pretty fast, right? So you want to, go ahead over the weekend, do your liquidity map for the weekly, the monthly, the daily, and you be ready to day trade these cues and know your levels on them. Don't stay overly bearish just because you were bearish and the market was doing this thing and you were making money on puts. Take each day and look at the trend, look at the opportunities. If something's still in a strong downtrend, then you of course play the downtrend. But when stuff is reversing back up and the trend is trying to shift and you see a bull trying to come back and reclaim the 2-hour and the 1 hour and things like that, just go with the flow. Trust the chart. Look for, do your trade plans and don't overthink stuff. So the reason why I say don't overthink stuff and when you're dealing with the Wolf and the Wolf Empire is because it's as simple as taking screenshots and sending those screenshots in the Black Wolf and creating you a professional grade trade plan. It's that simple. So you don't have to overthink it, okay? Now, one thing I want to tell you guys too, when you're putting your trade plans in, these numbers over here on the side, if you got your indicator showing up over here and it's showing like a lot of different colors and it's covering up your price action over here, you want to come down to this settings and then you want to click on labels and you want to take the labels off of the indicators, right? So let me show you what that look like. Not that. Take that one off. So what it normally look like on some charts is like you'll see stuff like that. So now you see how I got 194 right here, right? This is 194, but this priceless and labels are so thick, it's kind of like making my chart, my price scale cluttered, right? So then if I turn on other indicators, so you had a bunch of indicators on your chart that you just wanted to have on your chart, right? Let me just turn this stuff on. All right. So now, if I got all this on my chart, and look at this, you got 196 right here because it's looking at one of your moving averages, where it's currently at. It's looking at the VRVP, it's looking at, where is the 200 cloud represented over here, and where is this indicator price. So now you got a price scale that has 580 and then 608, but you got 96 right there, 95. It's covering up the true price. So then when you put your chart into Black Wolf, it's like, okay, the order block is at 591.84. Then this level right here, is at it can't see your levels. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got all this stuff, all these indicators are covering up your actual price scale. So when he's trying to give you technicals, this right here is gonna throw off your technicals. Because even if you go like the 1 week chart and stuff like that, you still got it covering up, your price scale. Look at that. You got 660 right here, and you drop down, you at 620 right here, 429, and you at, look at this, it's hiding all the price. So if I put, and I'm gonna show you how drastic that is. If I put my mouse right here, this is saying 590, but if I put my mouse on this candle, this is 597, 590, 607. Over here, it look like 590. And so your AI is going to be reading this price scale and saying, okay, so this price must be at 590. And you be like, Black Wolf, what's wrong with you, man? Like, this stuff is wrong, it's inaccurate. You need to come down instead of you going into your chart and taking that off every indicator. You can just come down here to settings, go to labels, and then come down here where it says indicators and financial value labels. Unclick that, and now the only label over here is the current price. You got a wide open, beautiful, clean price scale so that when you get busy and doing your screenshots for the 1 month, the 1 week, the 3 day, the 1 day, and you put it in there and say, give me a top-down analysis, give me a trade plan, entry, exit, stop losses, things like that. It can come up with you a pinpoint accurate trade plan. Black Wolf is I already know because I've been training them to look at the liquidity levels. So even if you don't go on your chart and map out the WTMA liquidity map, Black Wolf see the WTMA liquidity map because he already considers the inverse and regular arcs as liquidity map levels. So it's going to tell you, hey, it's liquidity right here. Price might push down. It's liquidity up here. Price might push up, enter in on the sweep, and then we're going to pull back once we get confirmation. So he going to already see that liquidity map, even if you don't draw it out on every time frame you give him. So make sure when y'all doing y'all homework, you had that chart cleaned up. Again, you go into the settings, labels, and then uncheck indicators and financial value labels. That way it give you a clean price scale. And that's that on that. So if y'all I want y'all to stay locked in, stay focused. Make sure that y'all lean on me, ask some questions in the Discord. Make sure y'all checking out what is the homework, right? So when we doing homework, especially on days like today, you go to swing trade arc alerts, and you will see here, like today, we got weekly reversal candles or weekly reversal confirmations, right? On multiple assets. You go back in here, you look at which demand zone, who breaking through supply, which are the strong stocks. You got 1 hour, you got daily time frame ones. So you want to check that, which ones lost demand zones. There's a bunch of them, right? So you're looking at stocks that lost demand zones, stocks that got above supply zones, right? You want to look at all that stuff, right? Private trade notes. These right here giving you stuff that had breakouts, daily ATR breakouts, stuff like that. So you want to come in here, look at this stuff, go on your chart. MU got a buy signal. See that? We got daily buy signal on MU. We got daily buy signal here. We got 4 hour time frame buy signals on plug and too low. So you got a lot of information in here where you can take these trades and go build trade plans for them. When you finish building your trade plan so that everybody can benefit from your work, you just come right in here. And if you didn't know this tab existed, some people are going through there and they're building trade plans. You can come in here and look at their trade plans. And say, for example, say you like, oh man, I love how this trade plan look. It's simple. It's just straight to the point. You take profit, stop loss. You got all this information. You literally can copy this trade plan, put it in your Black Wolf and say, hey, when I do a top-down analysis, build my trade plan to look just like this. With all this information right here, I want mine to look just like this. And you can copy his trade plan and drop it in your Black Wolf and it'll copy and learn that format, right? So, in other words, Coach is giving you no excuse to step into greatness. So stop fighting it and just step into greatness. Stop using the excuse of I don't understand. What the Wolf done did is you can earn while you learn. Okay. We know how to we take screenshots and things every day. You see an Instagram video you like, you saving it. You see something you want to buy, you screenshotting it. Why not just screenshot the 1 month, the 1 week, the 1 day, the 4 hour, send it to Black Wolf and build you a trade plan that look like this, right? While you're doing that and coming up with professional trade plans, you can also tell Black Wolf, hey, train me on the Wolf chart. take me through the CWCA. That's a Certified Wolf Chart Analyst boot camp. Take me through this boot camp and teach me everything about this chart, so that not only are you building trade plans while you're learning, then you gonna understand. Okay, this is what a trade plan supposed to look like. This is what I'm supposed to have before I even put my money into the market. And these trade plans are more accurate than anybody else's in the retail space. Okay. And when I say that, I'm not saying that because I think so. I'm saying that because I know that what I've created with the WTMA, the accuracy of it, our trade plans are better than other people in retail trading. It's way more advanced. So the accuracy is way better. So hear me again. Do you know how to take a screenshot? And if you know how to take a screenshot, then you can scout, you can day trade, you can swing trade, and you can even buy leaps because Black Wolf know this chart, and I transfer my whole entire brain into this, my trading brain into this AI, so you can build a trade plan just like this with screenshots. And then while you're learning the terminology, you can also learn all the terminology, and coach gonna teach you as well. And not only that, everybody in the Discord got the same exact chart. So if you got any questions about it, just ask somebody next to you. So I'm eliminating excuses. You have no reason to jump into a trade without a plan, unless you just choose to, right? So we're gonna keep dominating. We're gonna keep being ahead of the market. We're gonna keep seeing things that other people can't see. I'm gonna keep leading you, and we're gonna keep moving and dominating as a empire. When I drop this on YouTube, y'all subscribe to the channel, support the channel, support the growth, support the movement. I'm gonna keep doing everything I need to do to support each and every one of you. Whether you want to build a YouTube channel and things of that nature, Coach got your back. We kingdom building. I want many kingdoms inside the empire. I want many leaders. I want many independent thinking traders. I want kings and queens. I want wolves. I want y'all to dominate. And I think God will bless it. If we put our best foot forward, I know God will bless it. So y'all keep coaching your prayers. Y'all keep y'all chins up. If you ain't have a good week this week, the pack got your back. You ain't in it by yourself. When I get done with you, if you stick around, you're not going to be able to say, I don't understand how to trade. I might do stuff I want to do. I might not go build these trade plans out. But the wolf, he showed me exactly what I need to do to dominate. And he made it so simple that even a third grader can do it. And with that, I'm out. Keep pushing and keep your heads up.